Hey guys, Karis here, and in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to make fuck you money with branded dropshipping. Unlike all of these gurus here, as you can see on my screen, and I'm not gonna show you guys this shit, how to spam test 10 products a day, test unsaturated products, and test a general store with 100 gazillion different products. Instead, I'm gonna show you guys what we're actually going to do, the good way, branded dropshipping, and how to test in high intent products based on actual and backed by actual product research, and how to test saturated products, and in other words, what I like to call it in a better way, validated, because saturated does exist, but if something's saturated, it means that it's validated. Okay guys, so without further ado, let's dive in. First and foremost, what you need to understand is markets, and markets is fundamental. And if you understand markets, you can sell whatever you want, and it doesn't matter what you're selling, because if you're selling in a dog shit market, it won't work. So for the sake of understanding it better, I'm gonna show you guys some good markets and some markets that you should avoid. So let's start off with the good markets. And a good market is a growing market. For example, pickleball in the United States. Pickleball is a up and coming sport, or it's already like the second biggest sport in the USA. I'm not from the US, so I don't really play it. And a second trait that's a good sign for a good market is big TAM, so big total addressable market. I'm talking like all kids or pets, etc. So if your product is in a market where you can advertise to all kids, it's fucking great because you have a huge audience. And then permanent desires as well. Health is a permanent desire. So permanent desires as well. Health, wealth, and relationships. Those are some permanent desires that are permanent and they're not gonna go away in 1,000 years. So if you're in a market or your product is health related or wealth related or relationship related, you're in a big market and a good market, because every person and every human being on earth wants that. And another good market is just something general with pain. So let's say knee pain, leg pain, no pain. And some useful apps are Google Trends and Exploding Topics. So Google Trends, basically, you can see if you search up pickleball, you see that pickleball is a trending sport, and it's a sport that just goes up. And Exploding Topics as well, dive deeper into that. And here are some markets too that you should avoid. For example, clothing for beginners. Clothing is a good niche. Everyone needs clothes, of course. I don't have clothes right now, but everyone needs clothes. But it's a sizing mess, and there are so many sizes. And if you order something online from I don't know, H&M, just to give an example, the sizing won't always be right, and you'll have to deal with returns and sizing issues and so on and so forth. And then another market that you should avoid is jewelry, because there are too many SKUs and too many variants. And then I'll avoid sketchy gray zones from just from my own experience. And if you don't want to get banned on Meta, here are some markets that you should avoid. Weed especially, bro, if you can't advertise that shit. And then also I would stay away from cool gadgets like fidget spinners and those type of gadgets, because they're just cool, serves no purpose though. And the last thing, products that you can actually find everywhere, in normal stores, Target, Walmart, because you can find them everywhere. So no fucking reason to buy from your e-commerce store, right? Okay, guys, let's go to the second part. Now that you understand markets, I hope it's time for the product now. And first of all, you gotta find the product, right? And you only need these three product research methods, which is what I use actually. So first of all, Kalo data, and unfortunately it costs money, but you can get it for very cheap from Toolsuite or Spybank from Discord. Just join somewhere, I don't know, and I'm not affiliated, so I don't fucking make money off of this. But you can get it for cheap from Toolsuite and Spyback, and on top of just getting Kalo data, you also get like 50 other tools for very cheap. So basically, Toolsuite costs like I don't know $30, and you get like 50 tools, which are worth like over $5,000. So it's fucking worth it. I'm not affiliated. And then second product research method, which I like to use, TikTok and IG burner method. And what the fuck I mean by that? Well, you just create an account on TikTok or Instagram, and you search for dropshipping products, and you start to watch through like maybe 30 of those videos, and soon your For You page will only be filled with products. So it's basically an infinite product research method. And then the third method, which I like to use also, is the Facebook ad library reverse method. So basically, search for Facebook ad library and filter through. Facebook ad library is basically a place where you can see every single Facebook and Instagram ad that's been ran on Facebook and Instagram for the last 7 years. So you see every single ad there and every single fucking product. And if you filter through, you'll find good products. And I like to do search for general, terms that stores use, dropshipping stores, e-com stores use. For example, free shipping, buy one get one free, buy one get one free, as I just said, BOGO, and etc. And if you search for those terms and also filter through active only because you don't want to see inactive ads, and then go back 2 weeks because you don't want to see the recent 2 weeks because they're not proven yet. And I like to see, ads that have been active for longer. That indicates that they're working and people actually spend money on those ads, right? So, okay, I yapped for too much, but basically, search for dropshipping terms, as I said, and then active ads only, and 2 weeks from today. That's it. And yes, this is how you do it. So after the product research method, it's time for the product validation, right? So product validation is more important because obviously you gotta fucking validate your product if it's good. So first of all, good margins, of course, at least 3x markup. So let's say if you can source your product for $10, you want to be selling it for at least $30, and then you gotta have proven concept as well, and then open market. And I'm gonna explain a bit further. Okay, so proven concept. So if you found the product on Kalo data, I would check the competition on Meta. Okay, so oftentimes if you find something on Kalo data, a product that's promising on Kalo data, you can bring it to Meta, and you just check on Facebook ad library. Oh, I searched for the product and how many ads are active. If there aren't many active ads, like let's say under 100 active ads for this specific product, then it could be worth running this product. Of course, it's much easier to know whether or not it's a good product if you have a mentor like me, which basically they have done like fucking 8 figures in just dropshipping, over like $30 million. Not to brag, but they are fucking great. But yeah, I can say that much. And if you found this product on TikTok or Instagram by scrolling on Burner, right, then you want to be seeing and looking for the comments saying, oh my god, where can I buy this, because that indicates demand, right? If it's saying like some brain rush shit, then obviously nobody wants to buy the product, and they most likely did something weird in the video to get comments, to attract those types of comments and those types of child audiences, right? And if you find a product on ad library, so you did the ad library reverse method, then you want to be using a tool called Shop Hunter, which is also included in Tool Suite and SpyBank. And you want to be you want to be going on Shop Hunter, which is this tool which can, it's not 100% accurate, but it can give you an estimate of how much this store is making. So at least 3K a day, I want to see. And that's basically proven concept. So yeah, guys. And what I mean by open market is, let's say if you found your product on ad library, you check this this e-commerce brand, and let's say they're only selling in the United States. And if you didn't know, on Facebook ad library you can also filter the active ads by specific country. So you can only filter by USA and see, oh, this brand is only selling in the United States. Well, let's see if they're selling in the United Kingdom or in Australia. And if they aren't, then that's a fucking blue ocean. That's an open market, right? You can advertise it. And I also made a full case study regarding my $60,000 product, which I made with. And I basically found this product using Facebook ad library, and my competitor was only selling in the United States, and I decided to sell in the UK, and that was an open market, so that's how I made all my money. So that just proves that this is fucking a golden nugget. Bro, if you're not making money after this video, guys, I don't know what will. But yeah, guys, and another tip that I like to give is subscription models work great, and it's good for lifetime value, high lifetime value, and repeat purchases. But I wouldn't actually have my first brand as a subscription model, because there's some other stuff that will go into it and which will make it more complicated. So that's like for the second brand or the future brands. And then also another good point which I like to keep in mind when picking a product is how easy is it to expand your product. For example, Bright Ball. My mentor Alex Chen, his brand, ecom brand, is basically called Bright Sports, and his product, I don't know if you guys can still see my screen. Okay, but it was this bright ball, right? And basically, first of all, they were selling this football only, right? You can see this bright ball, bright football, and then they expanded product line to basketballs, volleyballs, rugby, etc. You know, so as you guys can see, that's easy product line expansion. And if you're selling shoes, for example, you can expand to other designs. You know, that's what I mean. Okay, let's go over now the store. And for the store, obviously use Shopify, just figure it out. Not that hard. And bro, you got no excuse. It cost like $1 for 3 months, Shopify now. So fucking hell, $1. And then Shrine Theme is basically the best theme for Shopify. Shrine Theme, not sponsored by the way, but it costs like $250 for the Pro. But it has every single fucking feature that you're ever gonna need. If if you use the regular Shopify theme, then you'll have you'll need different components that aren't available, and it's just gonna be a mess. But if you use Shrine Theme, they basically have everything, and you can just pick. And for ChatGPT, for image generation, we live in this fucking AI world now. So ChatGPT, you can use that, and also Nano Banana for image generation. And then honestly, just copy your best competitor, bro. That's what I did. I copied my best competitor website, just copied fucking hell. Uh, did some tweaks. Let's say they said something, weird on the website. I just improved it. And then also copy your offer, honestly. And because in the beginning, if the reason why we want to copy, especially in the beginning, is because they're already making a lot of money, bro. So let's just copy them. And we can obviously split test in the and improve as time goes on, but from the beginning, bro, just copy. And then A/B split test offer, as always, use Catching Bundle app for it. And because you see that, maybe you thought that this was the best offer, right? But if you A/B split test it, maybe the new offer will be better, right? So you always want to split test it. And in the future, once you're over 1K per day, this is a fucking sauce, bro. Gurus will never tell you this, but you gotta test landing pages such as advertorials, listicles, and that's for nurturing customer depending on the awareness level. Okay, this I'm gonna yap for too long now, okay? But basically, let's say you have an ad that's problem aware. Okay, the customer, the viewer, has a problem, but they're not ready to buy yet, right? So there are different awareness levels. Problem aware is like level 2, okay? Level 1 is unaware, they're completely unaware. Level 2, problem aware. Level 3, solution aware, okay? So they are problem aware people. So then, okay, you talk about the problem in the video, in your ad, and then you present your product later in the video and as the solution, right? And if they get sent to a generic product page, then they'll not be in this buying mood. But if you basically link a listicle and you send them to the listicle instead before the product page, then this listicle, which is basically an 8 point article, and you'll basically say like, oh, top 8 things, or like just 8 things about this problem in general. And then the viewer will get sent to this listicle, and they will read through the listicle and understand more, and they'll be more engaged, and you're nurturing the customer, right? And after reading the listicle, they're ready to buy. So you're often gonna see an increase in conversion rate after sending the customer to this listicle instead of this generic product page. So first listicle, then product page, and this depends on the awareness level. Okay. And as a result, you'll get a more relatable customer and higher conversion rate, higher AOV because they spend more, they trust this more, and higher revenue per visitor and more profit. That's sauce, guys. And then marketing, obviously not TikTok ads, meta ads. TikTok ads are very, unstable, and creatives are key. It doesn't matter what fucking create like campaign structure you use. And to start off, I just use an AAC campaign, and I like to test 10 to 15 creatives, and each day $100 per day. So a 3-day test. So in total $300, and it should include all of your best ads and a lot of different angles and formats. So for example, UGC educational and statics, because in that case you have a higher chance of something hitting actually. So let's say I want to test UGC educational and some statics, and maybe for angles I want to test, maybe plantar fasciitis and some other problem and another problem. So you're spreading your I don't know what to say, but and after like yeah, and if it's going well, of course you continue. And after that, I would test 5 new creatives every 3 days based on market and customer research, guys. Market and customer research, so important. I'm gonna repeat myself. Market and content and customer research, guys, so fucking important. And you just put it in the same ASC campaign. And yeah, you always gotta track the awareness level, the avatar. Awareness level, as I said before, are different levels where your customers are in their customer journey. Search it up. And avatar, basically who you're selling to and the desire, why people want this, what's their underlying desire, and the ad type and the learnings. Feedback loop, super important, guys. You gotta do feedback loops on your ads. You don't have time for every single ad, but I like to do feedback loops for my winning ads as well as my losing ads. So for winning ad, I ask myself, oh, what was the good parts and what do I take with me, so that I can apply to my future ads. And for losing ads, I ask questions like, oh, like why was this a losing ad? What was wrong, and how can I improve this, so that to make this into a winning ad instead. And always do market research, guys. That's what I fucking said. And if you don't do that, and you don't know your market essentially, and you don't know who you're selling to, right? And that's the fucking key, guys. That's the fucking key. Gurus won't tell you this, bro. The difference between a successful and an unsuccessful marketer is market research, guys. You hear it, marketing. It comes from market. The word marketing comes from market. So you gotta do market research. So some places you can do market research: Reddit, TikTok comments, niche forums, and etc. Just get information, guys. I use ChatGPT with some fucking prompts and always put it in a Google Doc. The more you know your customer, the more their emotional state, what their problems are, how their daily habits are, and etc. The more relatable you are, the better it is. The better you're one of them then. And always, as always, remember, don't spam test, and you gotta test with intent. I said test 5 new creators every 3 days, and honestly, if you can't, if you don't have that much time, quality over quantity as always. But it's a mix of both in the beginning. You always want quantity and quality. The more you can do, the better, and they gotta be quality as well. And don't spam test just for the sake of testing. Test with intent based on market research. It's a mix. So as always, test your offer and creatives. 7 days no result, test new product, honestly. So if 7 days, after 7 days everything's shit, test new product. And then 5, proven concept. So after the marketing, proven concept, you see that it's working. Then you want to start ordering inventory to get your cost of goods down, and then you have more money for ads and more money, more profit basically. And then also make your product better based on customer feedback. So let's say, oh, they say they didn't like this plastic part, or maybe make it metal, and then expand your product line in the future. For example, Bright Sports, they started with this fucking soccer ball, expanded to basketballs, and so on. That's expanding product line, and now you have a real brand. Okay. And more of the story, everything that I taught you guys today, start on a dropshipping basis, that gives you practically zero risk. So you start on a dropshipping basis and then you brand it and make custom products to differentiate and avoid copycats. And that's exactly how I do it. So guys, that's how you actually make fucking money with dropshipping, branded dropshipping. And these gurus will never teach you guys that. And they only make this money from their fucking course. And yeah, everything that I'm teaching you now is what I learned from my mentor Alex Chen. And yeah, guys, this is the fucking sauce. If you guys got any questions, let me know down in the comment section. Or if you guys got any questions about my mentor Alex Chen and want to join his one-to-one mentorship, which I highly recommend, let me know as well, or DM me on Instagram at Digital Cares for that. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Peace out.